coming up from Hugo Calderano. Both of these players have incredibly impressive backhands, but I think serve and receive are going to be crucial here. It was big for Hugo Calderano yesterday. I didn't even see Hugo's ball hit. For some reason, the way he contacted it, just the pace, I didn't even catch it.
Very aggressive receive from GAUZY for the beginning. But as you were speaking about these players, they are very young and I think they have big future. They already are really good players on the world tour, as we could see on the world ranking. But especially the Hugo Calderano, he's like, you know, he act also the way like he's always positive. Always like, you know, relaxed. I have this feeling even when I see him walking in the hall.
Interesting. Interesting. He's a nice guy. He looks harmless enough.
Yeah.
Very kind face. I mean, he's a kind person, but just...
Yeah. But he looks like always positive, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you see people, you know, they are... The face, they have just no positive expression, maybe sometimes thinking about it, about something.
That's true. He does have a good attitude. I guess I'm thinking about moments. Sometimes I see him before big matches or after. I mean, he had one of the toughest losses. There are always tough losses going on in table tennis, but this one happened to be really public with Harimoto. Like 5 match points.
At the Czech Open, right?
Yep. Ooh. So yeah, just real quickly about the backhands of both of these players. As we come into the first towel break, Hugo Calderano's got power from the backhand side. As the consistency becomes greater and greater, he's going to be more of a threat. And here on top of the table, had the opportunity, but heavy spin from GAUZY to take the point. Nice deception there on the pendulum serve.
Heavy downspin. Another one.
Yeah, 2 in a row. You know, similarly, Simone GAUZY has a very powerful backhand, but as many of the French players have over the years backed off the table a little bit, Simone GAUZY understands the importance of coming back in, being near the table to get aggressive early on, not giving up the space near the table. You know, we don't see Martinet as much on the World Tour, and Stefan Wesch, I think, had an injury, so he's coming back, but it's been a little time we haven't seen him.
6-4.
Excellent receive, finding the angle, coming in for that backhand and going wide. I was thinking about the world rankings and the difference, you know, starting 2018. From a continental standpoint, I think Hugo Calderano will have some advantages in earning world ranking points. Oh. And the luck comes back. I think 3rd point of the game, GAUZY had a dribbler over the top of the net. Have you had a lot of conversations about the new world rankings, Donna?
Yeah, I know that the players are talking about it a lot because the ITTF is trying to find the best way that also the players are satisfied how the new world ranking will made. And I think it's like months ago, we as a players, we got emails where we can vote about what for system we want, how many tournaments we want it counts, or if we want that only the points for the rounds are counting for the world ranking, or like now if you beat any player. So it was interesting, and I'm not sure if the voting was clear for something.
Well, that's interesting. It's good to know that everybody has a chance to express their views and be heard. I think it will, for the fans, be quite exciting because they'll get to see their favorite players even more often.
Yes.
Oh, burned again right into the body. But the bend back of the wrist, and Calderano finds the opening on the forehand to the very corner. Now, head-to-head, these two have played twice before on the World Tour. And right down the middle, 1-1. So close to that edge. Is that the umpire down there we heard?
I have no idea.
Don't typically hear umpires saying excuse me.
No. What to receive?
Is that the strawberry? This is something that GAUZY does very effectively. We don't see in the men's game too often. Occasionally from long pips defenders. Let's look at it one more time. So much vitamin C on that. Look at the way he comes around that top and side spin. 2 game points for GAUZY. The big forehand on the step around from Calderano finds the net, and Simone GAUZY takes game 1 11-8. Game 2 coming up right after this. Back for game number 2. Simone GAUZY leading 1-0 with the serve at the top of the screen.
Love, 1.
No, I looked up their head-to-head, and as I mentioned, it's 1-1. But check this out. Last time they played, Hugo Calderano won 3-0. The time before that, Simone GAUZY won 3-0.
1 all.
But it was under 21 event.
So this is 4 and 5 years ago between these two. One of them was in your home country.
Turn 1.
It's funny, their games are quite different in many ways, yet still they both have very powerful backhands that they need to try to keep in near the table.
One, two.
It's always cool seeing two players who are so close, you know, practice partners, as we mentioned, teammates and whatnot, know each other's games very well, playing after 5 years of not playing on the international stage, or 4 in this case.
I think it must be also weird for them, because they are meeting on the practice or in the matches, club matches, almost all the time, and now they have to play against each other, so they know exactly what the weakness and the strong sides of the opponents. So will be very a lot of tactic battle.
Imagine if you were Venus and Serena. I mean, just think about family members. You know, in the United States, there are 2 young players who are both very strong and play for the national team sometimes, and they have to fight for spots on the team. It's pretty interesting to see. Friends is one thing. Family is a whole other level.
It's much heavier to fight against own family.
I'm trying to think of where. Can you think of anyone in table tennis who's modern game?
No.
Were you going to say save?
Oh no, I was thinking about Diaz sisters, but there's big
gap
level
between.
difference.
Although Mel's number 2 on the Puerto Rican team, and she played quite well recently in the Pan Am Games, taking the first game off of Mojang from Canada.
4, 5.
Had a chance. That's a title that Hugo took in singles.
Yeah.
So a World Cup qualifier. Have a chance to see the men and the women later on this year, not too far away for the World Cups.
6, 4.
I thought on the beginning of the match that we can see a lot of long rallies, top spin, far from the table.
Right. I know.
It's not happening right now. But I think it's because they know exactly each other, and I think no one wants to play top spin to the opponent.
Well, I think, yeah, both of them know well enough that it's probably not to their advantage to allow much rallying. Tactically speaking, this is to your advantage to finish the point as early as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, almost brings it back. I mean, this is, we say curse of the commentator. This is the blessing of the commentator. We were just talking about how we haven't seen any really long, sexy rallies, and then look at these counter loops back and forth. Just the type of stuff we were hoping for. Ooh. This is like a snake with no after motion. From under the table, Calderano realizes he has time. There's some side spin left on that tomahawk drop shot and just floats it back up awkwardly.
9. Nine, 5.
Nice placement from GAUZY, bending it out to the forehand.
But he covered the middle of the table very good with the backhand.
Nine, 6.
GAUZY is playing very hard and very strong with the backhand. I have a feeling that Hugo Calderano is all the time under the pressure. He's like defending all the time.
Excuse me.
I'm looking down at the court for a minute. There's a conversation on the side of the court. GAUZY was saying, guys, got to focus here. We can hear you.
7, 9.
Now, style-wise, that does seem, you know, when I was talking about how both players have quite different styles in certain ways, but also both have strong backhands, we also have to remember, I mean, Simon GAUZY is very creative. He's very tricky. Hugo Calderano has a more straightforward game in many ways and is just very hard-working and very powerful. So it is interesting to see those styles clash and how, like, what pays off more, right? Hard work versus creativity. No, backhand to forehand. GAUZY consistently winning. I mean, you could hear the grunts of effort all the way throughout. I'm trying to remember the biggest lead that Hugo Calderano had in this game. Can you recall?
I think 9-5.
9-5, pretty substantial. Now 4 in a row for Simon GAUZY. And just for the record, I know I mentioned Hugo Calderano is hardworking, not to imply that Simon GAUZY isn't. He's obviously working very hard to be so high in the world rankings and improving his game all the time. But he just does play more unconventional shots creatively more often. And look at this, a floating push. Light grip on the racket, doesn't really accelerate under the ball. And he leaves Calderano lifting too much. 5 in a row for a game point to go up 2-0.
Maybe he should took timeout before earlier in the game, like 9-8 or something. To stop. Well, good.
Now this is the first roar we heard from Calderano. He couldn't hold it back. They're both quite close. They're good friends. But he really wanted that point, and especially after being up 9-5. I mean, this is something that's a moment of satisfaction that he's earned here. Deuce in game 2.
Ten, 11.
Maybe a little apologize for GAUZY for playing with the edge of the racket. Seems to be, I didn't see it. He has a set point, but on receive. Oh yeah, he broke the ball with the edge.
I want an Omar Asar style. Ball's broken? Oh, you weren't here for that. It was awesome. He just sort of held the ball up and was like, ball's broken. It was great. It comes from a place of respect, though. Like, yeah, just want to make sure this is consensual here. We both agree. Typically, we see that a lot, players showing the opponent the ball. So it's not perceived as to be like, hey, let's break your rhythm and change the ball because you've won the last several points or something to that effect. Ooh. I thought it was going to be trouble when GAUZY started playing the soft, spinny balls, that it was going to break Calderano's focus and sort of his rhythm, but he hung in there.
How he received a long service with the short push.
Amazing. Right from the start.
Yes.
Excellent pace on the forehand. Just did not give Calderano a lot of time to get ready for the counter. GAUZY's got a lot of power, very strong legs. Had a chance to talk with his physical trainer last year a bit over dinner, and some of the workouts they're doing, I mean, there's no question that Simon GAUZY physically is getting a lot of power from the legs when he plays. Wow, the focus there from GAUZY, the strawberry receive. I mean, Calderano had to play a ball from below the table, and still with all the awkward shots coming in, it's GAUZY who manages to take it. The creative shots win. Second game in a row, the comeback from down 5-9. We'll be back for game 3 right after this.
Third game. Calderano to serve. Level.
Back for game number 3, Hugo Calderano getting dangerously close in game 2, but couldn't capture the game. We had a chance to see that replay of Simon GAUZY's strawberry receive deep to the body on the backhand side of Calderano for game point in game number 2 to win 13-11. Calderano, though, taking his first serve for a point. Now, I don't know if this was just my imagination, but it almost looked like we could read the label on the ball on that serve, that it was that dead.
Now, I was just thinking about how Hugo now played the 2 balls from the backhand parallel in the forehand, and he did directly 2 points, that he may change the tactic.
Yeah, definitely an encouraging start when the tactics pay off like that.
And I didn't see that serve.
That's how dead it was.
Okay.
So dead we didn't even notice it. No, I could be wrong. I mean, you know.
No, but I was not focused on the dead serve.
I actually can't be wrong. That'd be amazing. Maybe not. It'd probably make me really, really, really unpopular. Beautiful backhand from GAUZY from down low and out in front, manages to generate that much power with the backhand. It's really difficult when your body is in that position. I mean, you don't have the legs in front. You're not getting, I don't know. It's not the ideal situation, but GAUZY still makes some magic.
As you said, he's powerful with his legs. So he is on the ball. So you have a feeling like he's not, but he has so much power. He can hit the ball from any position.
Now this is very unusual. This looks like a ball almost like Calderano wanted to try and go around the net with a floating chop, but that's extremely rare. Almost playing a GAUZY style shot out here.
Whoa.
And quite frankly, I mean, Calderano started this game very well, but if GAUZY can get him playing GAUZY style, that's not going to be to Hugo's advantage.
No, definitely not, because he's so creative.
Right.
It's not one same ball.
Right. Who else is playing like Simone GAUZY? No one. Not that way. I mean, we've got a few creative players out here, and as Hugo Calderano calls the timeout, I mean, this is not the score you'd want from a timeout standpoint. I think if Hugo had a coach in his corner, as you mentioned, game 2, we would have seen the timeout somewhere maybe around 9-7 or 9-8.
Yeah, I think so, because there was right time to stop Simon collecting the points and get closer, because I think it was very important for Hugo Calderano to win the set and to be the score 1-1. So he has more chance now. 2-0, 2-5 down. Again, very difficult situation for him.
Right. You know, Simone GAUZY has won 5 points in a row. Look how high this toss is. Camera has to pull out for a bit.
But Hugo is a very big fighter, so I don't say it's no chance or it match is over.
Oh.
I think we will see very interesting game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen him come back several matches where he was down. Try to look up a few specifics soon.
2, 6.
Trying to remember the start against Kenta Matsudaira at the Czech Open. I just remember thinking, I know Hugo wants revenge from last year in what I think was the Austrian Open final.
I saw just the end of the match.
6.
Okay.
It was really, really great match. A lot of rallies far from the table.
Yep. Not phased at all. A long serve to the elbow, and GAUZY just pivots and takes the shot to the wide open forehand.
But as you can see, Calderano is trying to change the game and to find out the new way how he can make the points. But GAUZY is playing really amazing. Looks like there is no way to make the points.
I remember last time I saw GAUZY, last time I can recall him really playing, where I saw him a lot, the Australian Open. And he played so well, but just met Vladi at his best. Very fast exchanges here, but you're right. I mean, GAUZY's playing so well, and as you mentioned, Calderano's trying some new ideas. Second towel break of the game. He still has a ways to go, and his timeout, ultimately, I mean, if he can take this game with it, I can't fault him for taking it. I mean, maybe better now than any point later in the match, but he's got a lot of work cut out for him.
But I have the feeling also from body language from Simone GAUZY that he feels comfortable, he feels good. Of course, he's leading, but how he sometimes also he take the ball very fast and try to play fast. I think it says that I'm here, I feel good, so I will play. And now he has also a little bit of luck on his side.
Very bold play again, way out on the forehand side. Calderano going for broke, saves 1 game point, 5 to go. Game 2 was the tough one. Still not over, as you mentioned, anything possible, but GAUZY is looking very strong. Nice recovery off the top of the net. Calderano saves in an outstanding counter loop rally.
Still 4 set points.
Ooh, soft spinny shot, carefully crafted and delivered by Simone GAUZY directly to the doorstep of Hugo Calderano's backhand side. A 3-0 lead for the top French player, Simone GAUZY, and we'll be back for game number 4 right after this.
of game. GAUZY to serve. Love all.
Back for game number 4. Simone GAUZY leading 3-0. Is the ball cracked? What do you think, Hugo? Indeed I do. Let's get a new one.
Third one.
Thank you very much. See him breathing on the ball, trying to moisten it up a little bit. Get the little layer of chalk off the outside of the ball.
Love one.
Fast backhand and this Simone GAUZY's backhand. Let's see if this can be the way. How Hugo Calderano can make the points.
Two.
Or to make the game more dramatic than we see now when Simone GAUZY is leading 3-0.
Two.
I
One.
think it was too long serve. Hugo didn't want to serve so long.
Yeah,
Long
definitely.
and high.
just long enough, I'd say, for GAUZY to get a good solid opening attack. I was thinking about the GAUZY brothers. Ooh. So fast, that Strawberry. I mean, really just gets a lot of wrist action on that, and he varies up the spin so well. Side, side, top. Tough to know how much of which is on it. And the placement, he's so unpredictable.
He's really, Simone GAUZY is really good covering the middle of the table. So Hugo Calderano is making points very, very difficult. And I don't actually see the way where he can make the points easy, because Simone GAUZY is not making the mistakes.
You know, obviously we talk about table tennis a lot with our friends. As you can imagine, a lot of people come up to me and have a lot of conversation starters related to table tennis, which is fun. Which European players have a chance against the Chinese in the future? It's tough to say, but I will say that Simone GAUZY, the way he's been playing, from time to time definitely seems capable. And we'll see. I mean, he's still young, but the way he's playing right now, I mean, it's so creative. He's very strong. He'll have a good test here against the second-string players from the Chinese national team if he gets through this match.
Yes. Yeah, his creativity is his big advantage, so even against the Chinese player.
And he's got Lin Gaoyuan waiting on the other side.
So again, two young players in the semifinal.
Oh, backhand, just demolishing the ball. Was that around the net? It was sure merciless. After these sky lobs, the counterattack. Look at this one more time. Simone GAUZY back on 1 foot. There's the counter. And he gets a net ball. Where does this happen? Right here. The touch. Swatting backhand to finish it. Beautiful play. Wow. Still getting over the one before.
High spinning ball with a lot of spin inside, very difficult, far from the table to play against.
Still a 1-point lead here for Calderano's second serve.
So aggressive receive, amazing. And it's sometimes he make a placement in the forehand, but sometimes in the backhand, very difficult to read the banana.
From his bananas to his strawberries, I mean, from the aggressive receives, he's
Fruit
just...
shop.
He's got everything. I mean, he's full-on health food store out here.
7, 6.
But really, it does make it difficult for Hugo to set up a third ball because he doesn't know what's coming at him. He might think this serve is most likely to get this sort of receive, but GAUZY's surprised him time and time again. Perfect placement.
Yeah.
Enough pace on it from behind the table to jam up Calderano in the backhand side.
Yeah, Simone GAUZY is reading the game very good. He sees Hugo Calderano that he's moving with the forehand and the backhand, so he plays the ball on his body. Very good.
If he had gotten back up after touching the ground for a second backhand from off the table, the crowd would just be on their feet for this.
You can see he touched the floor with the hand. And he was back in the second.
Goes down with the knee for the second time.
Yeah.
9-7.
Yeah, a good receive. You can see the heavy downspin in the receive.
GAUZY takes these 2 serves. It's a shutout match. Very difficult ball to play parallel. Heavy topspin and 3 match points despite Hugo Calderano taking the lead in this game not too long ago. Not yet 1 match point saved. 3rd towel break of the game. Hugo Calderano, no timeout left, has his work cut out for him.
And Calderano is serving. So let's see what he can manage. Backhand serve.
Ooh, middle. Ooh, a second bounce on the table. The strawberry falls short. And timeout here. Simone GAUZY using it in the 4th game, having not dropped a game yet. What are you thinking?
Actually, I was thinking the quarterfinal at the Czech Open, Hugo Calderano played against. Do you remember the match?
Was it the match against Lin Yuanju from Taipei?
Yes, and Hugo used this serve most of the match. This backhand with no spin, just really flat, and it was working. So.
That match was incredible.
Yes.
Wow, very little spin. Oh, just missing the contact. I can feel in their faces how much pressure there is. Hugo Calderano, it's like you're in his head going, come on, serve, come on, serve. You know what I mean? Perfect placement, keep it short, little rotation, don't let it be too high. I mean, this is 1 shot, and the amount of factors that he has to consider to give the exact serve that he wants to be effective against world rank number 16, Simone GAUZY, comes through and sends him into a timeout, but it all had to work. And he still has 1 point to go just before a deuce, let alone winning the game.
Do you think he will use the backhand service again?
I would have said yes before, but not more, no. I would have thought yes, but
why not?
I don't have a good answer for that. I probably would have recommended it. And Simone GAUZY takes the backhand very confidently, spinny, out to the forehand side, and friends, practice partners, and teammates with a respectful handshake, but a very strong performance from world rank number